Pop out the chat. Check that. OBS, check. And YouTube chat, check. Another year, another shitty Christmas event. Oh, man. Pain. Actually, pain. And to add insult to injury, the update is crashing a lot. So that's also not great. Ah. Oh well. Welcome back, chat. Just doing cleanup from last time. Bum ba bum ba ba da dun da dun da dun da bum bum ba ba dum. Let's see here. Compost all. Whereas they're still not back on. How about credits? Oh, they already dipped down from 7. Again. People are so fucking overpricing this garbage, it's not even funny. Like, look at this. That's disgusting. Like, actually, that's disgusting. Is that? Yep. Okay, that's much better. I think my spacebar is getting stuck a little bit. I'm pretty certain it's getting picked up more often. Yeah, it is. I need to clean it off again. Yeah, that or the spring's having an issue. Kind of important to have that. It's like, why does my jump feel really weird? Okay. That's just a bit odd. It should be fine. Oh, let's craft one of these. How close are we? Oh, we're actually pretty close. Nice. Soon the partial stuff will be done, and we can just use the small one, and then I don't have to think about it anymore. So I can only do 6 of these. Do 19 of these at least. 24? It'd still be short. We could do it. They just get it over with. This one's still going to take a while because it means I need to make so many slates. What? 20? One per. I guess we could finish this one off. This is what? 36? No. 40. Yeah, 43. Still don't think that's enough. But we can at least do it. Just to get our stuff done for the mastery completion. I've mostly been holding off on doing a lot of these because all we're doing is just the Ifera runs. Seeing as the event is a complete wash and the update is unstable, I'm just waiting for this to crash again. I already had it crash like, I think 7 times. It's not great. It's not holding up well right now. And that's a problem. Because it should be. There's so much elation. Elation stone. Yay, mastery done. Woo. That would be 72. It's not what we need. We need what, 50? I forget if any of these actually make up a single upgrade. Oh, for mastery specifically. I don't think they do. Not certain though, but I don't think that they do. Only the stuff that comes at the maxed out level do we get a difference. Deep Sea Lore and Depth Key Codex. This one's just Desert World and Curse Veil. And the other one was 35 rune fragments once a week. You can see why I never finish these guys. Like, point blank. They're just, they're not very good. And this one's kind of the same deal. I think we can just do that one. Yeah, that's way too much on that one. Hey, Kip. Welcome back. That's still not enough. No. And sadly, the update is a wash. My PR is falling behind. It's because of qubits. That's literally it. It's the only thing that's holding me back right now. Because remember, I only play on Fridays. I don't know how many times I have to say this. We get one day of the week. And I will admit, I'm glad I only do one day of the week. Because this event is fucking dog shit. And the update is both unstable and horrible. Like, dude, seriously. I don't know what the fuck thing devs were thinking. Well, I know what they were. They weren't thinking. But no, it's literally just to keep it to this point. Just gotta get the rest of them done. Fuck off, Kip. Literally, go fuck off. Seriously, bud, go rot in hell, buddy. Still need to eventually do the rest of these so I can finish that off. Oh shit. Gashiclead, Raiders, welcome. You literally caught me as we're getting set up. Squeeze. I think I got that right. Welcome. Say that. Ayo. And Cash Include. How'd the stream go in general? We're just getting set up to do our normal Ifera carries. Yes. We always do Iferas. I'm so innocent though. No, you aren't, Kip. No, you aren't. Yeah, because Kip literally is like, "Oh, you only play on Fridays? Well, just hand over your account. I can't promise your account back." It's like, bro, go fuck yourself. Seriously. I see it. I see it, Camelot. Yes, for anyone that is just tuning in, we're going to be doing our usual Ifera carries every single Friday, like I always do. I cannot promise how long this will last, because the update has been exceedingly unstable for me. I crashed 7 times before we even got stuck in tonight. Like before I even got the stream up and running. I don't know what's going on with it. I even reinstalled Trove. So I had installed it, reinstalled it. Still having some issues. What is this? I literally abandoned this game back in 21. Hey, Clusterfucky. What is this? Delves. I'm on Xbox though. I'm sorry I cannot help you. Yeah, if you're on console, sadly, we still don't have cross-save. We still don't have crossplay. So not much I can do other than answer questions on that front. Yeah. I doubt we'll ever get cross-save and crossplay, but you never know, man. And no Delves? Yeah. Well, yeah, because you would have been back in 21. So Delves had just come out, but you may have actually dipped out before that. You would want to make your account like now and pray that you get past the new update. Oh yeah, you could totally leave them out here. I mean, I don't know in Trove's like the chat commands, but here on Twitch, by all means, go for it. But yes, for anyone that doesn't know, these are open carries. You can throw your IGN into chat, or you can whisper me directly here on Twitch or YouTube. Same name on both platforms, Mr. Clunkers. If I see purple text, you get an invite. PR33 was decent. Yes. I mean, technically, way back in the day when Shadowhunter was, well, when Shadow Towers were around specifically, it was 24K. And then when the Uber difficulty came around, then it was 33. Then it pushed to 36. Then it was 41 to 42. Then 44. Then 46-ish. And then now we're pushing into 50K to 60K. I tell you, I'm Cash and Clean's personal runner. Well, then you gotta be even faster, man. Come on. You left when you were at 33 back in 2018? Yep. Yeah, I can see that. I'm one of the few people that stuck around through everything, and even today, like seeing the most recent update from the devs themselves, not just fucking game ago. Oh boy. Like, I mean, we all knew that the Christmas event was probably going to suck. I will say it was a surprise that the Halloween event didn't suck. Like, this year's Halloween event had mini Skelly boxes that were limited, but they existed. It was weird. But it was nice to see it again. Then the Christmas event this time, it's like, didn't get the donation box back. Oh well. You cannot. This is purely if you're farming for the permatorches, C5 gear, and delve resources. Put me out. Didn't have time to keep up with it anymore. That's perfectly fine, man. Yeah, I've been doing carries. Like, I used to do Shadow Tower carries. And then when the delves came out, I started doing delve carries. And then when we got Leviathans, I just started doing Ifera carries for the community. And I've been doing it ever since their release. Your gas got Conda and then you never played again. Totally fair. Bring back the OG. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Shadow Tower. Man, it hurts to see Shadow Towers in their current state. It really does. You were grinding your weeklies? Oh, no. You know I'm here every time at 10 p.m. Central Time. Like, come on. I'm here every Friday. Like, the update could be absolutely terrible. I'm still going to be down here. I'm going into the hole and I'm going to grind. That's all it needs to be listed. Thank you for this, Albert. You forgot? Oh, no. Is it play it again? Still be rare, so maybe I'll have to take you up on the carry so I can speedrun catching up. Oh, absolutely. Like, by all means, man. Like, it's rare for us to be full, and even if we do get full here, like, we used to get full all the time, but most people already got their permatorches. But if we do get full, then I normally rotate people out. So that way everybody gets some runs in. Imagine they remove delves. Dude, if they remove delves and put the Shadow Tower back in, I would be perfectly fine with it. But then I'd just be doing the Shadow Tower again. Like, it wouldn't matter. It's like, it's fall leave. Yep, that's fair. I don't even know what that means. Oh. Yeah, the best way to put this is, let me just do this. So you have a banner slot now? Well, you always had a banner slot, but now we actually have a banner slot for regular combat instead of the PvP banners from back in the day. Permatorch this is where you get it. That's pretty much your best in slot for the banner slot for right now. And then everything else in here would be crystal gear, which C5 gear can drop in here, but it is completely random. C4 is on the Delve's Pity system, which It's still extremely not explained and super annoying. Like, I really wish the devs would, you know, make a proper tutorial explaining the system so I don't have to do it all the time, but it's fine. Yes, I do. Okay, let's change your Tums here. So I see who is awake. Menace is up. He's running. Looks like everyone's farming. Go to bed. I'm dying. But I'll hang out for fun anyway and listen in. Stop replying. You probably passed out. Roger that. What isn't super annoying about Trove? I would say the combat itself. In general, Trove's combat is still just really damn good. And it's the only thing that still keeps most people's attention. And it's the only thing that we can really say that's very good about this game. The pacing, the just feel of the characters' mobility, everything about it. The combat is just the king here. Everything around that, like, video game nugget, though, has so many issues. I wouldn't even say it's like ADHD level. Like, this one's definitely one of those ones where you could just turn your brain off completely and just run around with your head cut off and kill everything. And it's just fun. Like, you don't have to focus. Like, in truth, you don't. May I ask how many Leviathans I've done? I can show you my badge if you want. You're probably not going to be, well, I know some people just go, what the hell? So that is also a thing. Here. Ow. Give me a second. Damn you, lava crabs. There we go. Collections. Edges. Levies. There you go. 2,588. And then delves. We have done 11,004. And 500 publics. And then challenge I've done 149 to completion. That is also true. Like cluster fungi, absolutely. This is actually why I came back. I'm turning a blind eye to every problem it has at the moment. I study a lot for a few exams. Trove is just lovely for that. Yep. Yeah, you should have seen last Friday when we got to delve 10,999. I have finally experienced a delve where every monster was sequentially lined up. So the very first 3 rooms was one species. The next 3 rooms was one species. The next 3 rooms was one species with no mixing and matching. All the way to the end. I have never seen a delve like that until delve 10,999. I am not kidding. It's there. It's here on my channel if you want to go back and watch it. It was really weird. I was sitting there for a little bit going, what the hell am I looking at? What just happened? That's not normal. That's not normal at all. It's possible we got an integer overflow and then the monsters just didn't spawn with randomization installed. So there was that. Also, without me, you don't think you would have even been past 15 KPR? That is completely possible. Also, hello, Buffalo Bee. Made a new account and I'm 7 days in at 24K. Hey, congrats, dude. How's your geode mastery? The forever painful question of any new account. What's your geode mastery at? Yeah, true randomization included, not randomized. Exactly. It was a very, very weird delve. I had to make sure I was on the right one. That's wild to ask. Hey man, you always got to ask. There could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and still be random. Yep, exactly. But that was the first time ever I've ever had a delve do that before. And I was just kind of sitting there just staring at it. Like, I think most people were way too tired to realize what was going on after the 8 hours of just grinding. But, yeah, it was definitely the weirdest delve I've actually done. And that's saying something when I'm over 11,000 delves now. Yeah, is that 10? Oh, dude, that's huge, actually. That means he didn't forget his geode. He's 7 days in and he didn't forget. That's fantastic. Seriously, Buffalo, keep at it, man. That's very good to hear. It's also not a trick question. I legitimately was wondering. 1 flux per floor, I clear for you. That's your rate? Oh, no. It would have been a good business, yeah. Up all these. Okay, 18 more creatures to go. Also, before I forget, Kip, congrats on getting the 40k, by the way. Because that is pretty big as well. I don't know. Like on that one, Kip, I don't know. It depends on which delve floor you're doing. There we go. Top 120 mastery back in 2018. To be honest, a lot of people I know used to be like up on there. Even I was actually on the mastery board for quite a while, and I do not farm mastery. Came back after this 7-year hiatus and was top 8k leaderboard. Yep. Very nice. I would never do that, Kip. My portals are provided by you guys in the community. I would never charge for these. Now, the downside is that I do have to clear them all. Which, yeah. I am down from 500. 550. So we are getting there. I just hope Passions or Snow or anyone else that keeps throwing me portals doesn't decide to show up, because I don't need any more portals, because we're still gonna be about 2 more years of Trove until I run out of portals. Oh dear God. I don't want to think about it, so I'm not going to. It's so bizarre. I started with 350 and 35k, and then you're up to 550 and 45k. Yep. Yeah, when the market imploded like 2 years ago, yeah, that was a weird one. There's been a lot of smaller market crashes, but this biggest one was still like 2.5 years ago. Though I will say, with what's going on right now, I could easily see the market either hyperinflating or imploding. I cannot put my finger on what it's going to be. Yep. Dude, I am not doing that again. Like, seriously, I'm not gonna do that again. Yep. I've done that once, never again. Yeah, I am glad I have my Hex Dragon done. I never need to do any more suicide burning into delves ever again on that level. Gotta, like, actually worthless on consoles now? Yes. Yeah, on consoles, Gonda got obliterated. Just completely annihilated. Almost anything rare on consoles got just destroyed by duping. You did 200 levies in one day, and you got your permatorch. Hey, congrats, man. That's about like what? 14 hours of grinding roughly for 200. So I mean, if you're doing it solo, it's probably faster because you don't have to wait on the portal. Did Wreck leave? I don't know, actually. It's possibly crashed out or passed out. Either one. You're missing 19x fragments? Dude, I don't want to talk about free-to-playing every dragon in this game. I really don't. So, yeah. Hey, Teach. Welcome back. Yeah, I did the Hex Dragon 2 years ago, and it took 7 months, 26 days to complete as free-to-play, and over 18,000 challenge portals. I don't want to talk about it. I ran out of Heckbug eggs. Yeah. So the average time to get the Hex Dragon is purely dependent on the delves on challenge portals. So if your challenge portals for a week are not with a robot floor in them, that's actually good, you're fucked. Quite literally. So you just have to keep going until the challenge portals give you a robot floor with a good amount of enemies and a good consistent spawn floor. So they added the Hex Dragon to the delves. There's the Ironclad and the Hex Dragon, for anyone that has not played since the delves were added. And the Hex Dragon, on average, will take about 7 months to get. If they release a good challenge week, you can do it in that week. If they do not, because again, the system is random, it is absolute agony. If you end up effigying it, congratulations, your account is safe. If you never effigy it, or you miss out on the week where there was actually a good robot floor, you're screwed. And yeah, don't be hosting an auto levy 4, bud. I saw that. Don't do that. Yeah. So the biggest problem that we had a couple years back was for 2022 into 2023, there was not a single good robot floor that had spawned during the challenge period. I started the grind in January and didn't finish it until fucking July. I did the whole thing on stream. It was bad. It was really bad. So, yeah. Yeah, we don't do auto levies, man. Not in the open world farming. Because normally you're going to end up dealing with people with TP hacking. That's where your problems begin. But yeah, just flat out, the Hex Dragon was the worst one I've grinded so far. Besides Starfire, obviously. I still can't believe we're almost done with the Starfire. Like, flat out, I'm very surprised that we're almost done with it. I think I got some effigies and proceeds to grind every single doable dragon, then effigy the hardest ones. That's probably what I'll do. Yep, I would recommend that. Spider only took me 5 months to get done. And Preserver Dragon I was done in about 8 hours. But I was also stupidly lucky on the Preserver. And I still don't know how. So they added a Spider Dragon. Do I have him faved? I forget if I do. I don't think I do. But I can't spawn him in here anyway because this is a delve. But They added a dragon that only drops from spider enemies, and the way that I did the grind was actually doing it in Medieval Highlands World 1. Not kidding, by the way. That one in the phase zone. The only issue with doing the Highlands was if the area spawns with wisp, like the actual wasps and some of the other enemy types like caterpillars, it doesn't spawn spiders. So you have to refresh the world. So you're just going to end up jumping between Highlands and then jumping between Fae when you're doing the grind for it. You can also do the spider inside the delve, which is relatively okay-ish. You will get some fragments, but it's definitely not fast. Entrega, yes. Definitely knock that one out. I know some of them by name, but not all of them. That's the thing. Oh, I see it. Samuel needs an invite. There you go, man. Be careful of the crabs. There we go. No problem, man. That is actually normal. If you haven't seen them yet, because you haven't been farming enough, Kip, there are people that are using literally just cheat engine and a bunch of script kiddies that are using a baseline teleport script that automatically sends their characters straight to a dungeon boss, and then they just port around the map, killing every dungeon. And then you also see them doing it in Leviathans. Blacktron, my beloved, yes. Blacktron's really nice. Starfire is the only one that you know by name. Do you know about Kami Dragon? Like Kami Fragments and all those? There's a caveman? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Or I have a metal frame. What do you want from me? I'm not made of flesh. What are you talking about? Okay, we need to reset because Ifera left. Give me a second. So there's auto farmers, and then there's actual teleport ones. Oh, no. Squeeze, just so you know, there was already a cheat engine teleport because the actual... So, I'm not going to get into specifics. Just know that there was one. I'm pretty certain the devs have patched it because they banned the people that were talking about it before. But there was one. It was using a UUID teleport using the new spawning ratios. When I say new, I mean like the last 3 years for how they changed how dungeons spawn. That was a thing. It was not super advanced. It was stupidly simple, and it was disgusting. And it should have been banned long ago. But shit like that, not cool. It's just, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, let me pull everyone's names up here. Samuel is yours, and then let's grab Kit back. But yeah, they've had some issues with, well, I'll be honest, they don't have any level of anti-cheat like whatsoever. And there's been some issues with the game engine itself. And that's all I will get into on that one. I do use mods. I wouldn't have my modded UI without it. And yes, there's a lot of really good designed dragons in this game. Cluster. Like they definitely did a good job. Other parts, though, is the fact that the community actually designed some of the dragons too. So there's also that. There it is. Kip, I don't invite all because a lot of people are already farming their own stuff right now. That would be really like a dick move on my part to do that. So no, I will not be doing that. Oh, yes, yeah, the regular flower dragon, or do you mean the farming flower dragon? There's two of them. If you need to do a challenge, all you have to do is jump out and then whisper me. Remember what I said. Whenever I see purple text in chat, you get an invite. Super simple. If you need to jump out for any quests or challenges, go for it. That should be the first farming one. One with 3 wings. There, let me pull these up. That would be... Where is she? This one. Petalura. Balefire looks really nice. Like, obviously, Hex Dragon is one of my personal favorites, but it's also because it took so just absolutely ludicrously long to acquire. Then, obviously, the Ancestral Dragon's pretty good. And then Rom. Rom is one of my favorites. Then again, the devs constantly use Rom Skeleton for all the other dragon types, and even the dragons that aren't dragons. Just because it looks that good, and the animation set's really, really strong. Okay, then that would be the advanced farming one. That's the one you need the bauble pods for. There we go. I get the feeling this was a spiral floor. I just want to check this. It kind of was. It was not the double helix problem, it was just a spiral floor. It's a bit of an odd one. Whereas last night was messing around with the mounts. Gotcha. No, the only big problem ones, to be honest, are anything that utilizes Phoenix motes. Starfire, because the fragments themselves. Spider Dragon, Hex Dragon, because Hex Dragon is dependent on the actual challenge delves for that week. Spider Dragon is just time consuming and a lot of spiders. Balefire is time gated, but it's cubic related. So you'll eventually get it automatically. It's just, you know, playing. I think who else is kind of hard to get? A lot of people effigied Starfire. Like, I don't actually know a single person that went and got the fragments themselves. Just because it takes so long to get. Doing the delves, on average, it's 1 Starfire fragment per 9 hours right now. That's been my current rate. Do I know which one? There's been a couple trackers, but I think most of them have been discontinued because the people running them have quit. I don't know any active ones that like left anymore. I got that one legitimately because you played practically 2 years straight thanks to COVID and liked fragment farming. That is fair. I assume you were doing open world boss kills because that's the other way you get them. Oh, we got the oh no, we got the bugged hole. If you get stuck on a delay, just do a refresh. You can also tune in on YouTube as well if Twitch is causing you issues. I do now officially stream on both. You just won't get the music because, again, all of these ones I have like written. It's really funny. All of my playlists, I have actively sought out the artists that I put my music to here on Twitch. But the problem is that even with the emails and getting everything done, I don't actually have a way to use like DistroKid or anything else like that to confirm them. So I just can't. I can't use these musics here or like on YouTube. It's just not possible. Especially with how their new AI system is completely tanking everything. So, no music on YouTube. Sorry, guys. It's like I have the emails to prove it, but, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. Hang on, I'm marking bosses, the neutron activation, fragment drop. Neuron activation, yes. You didn't get anything for doing these anymore? Yes, sometimes, which is extremely rare, I will end up getting a C5 piece of gear, as well as the mementos that I need. It's all Spider Dragon's fault. It still haunts me. That's funny. That's very funny. And terrible at the same point, but very, very funny. There we go. I did see. I was just clearing out the regular enemy. Is the floors that matter are the Leviathan floors, not much else. We go from 125 all the way into 143 and then we reset. Mostly because everyone else starts faltering off pretty quickly around 130 and then it stops feeling very good for a lot of other players. And I like resetting it so that way people can actually still participate. Also, the drop rate doesn't actually increase beyond 118 anyway, sadly, when it comes to permatorches. Because once you're in the difficulty ranges, it still uses Shadow Tower's code, so there's no change. I used to go to 165, but yeah, there was no real point in doing that. I just made people wait. Again, it needs to be something that they actually add to the game and explain, but it's just not there. So the main reason that I do the 125s was because when we did a bunch of testing, when C5 was added to the game, I spent, what, probably 2,000 Dell portals worth of runs trying to get C5s to drop. And the main issue that we were dealing with was that I was not able to get a single C5 piece to drop for anyone in 1,000 runs on video here on Twitch. So, in lieu of that, the only times that we were able to get C5s to drop was when we were getting at depth 125. And after, it was about 1,000, I think it was 1,130-ish Dells, 133, around there. We said screw it, and I started just always starting us at 125. Just to get us going. Oh, thanks for help, guys. Randomly getting erupted. Ah. But no, the main reason that we stick with the 125 and lower was just because of that. Yeah. Because again, the lowest depth that we've gotten on camera for like anybody was 125. And then the other thing was that the first person to get one had just started with their account and they had only had like 20 minutes into the game. They had 6 keys to their name from the tutorial. And the 4th key got him a C5 weapon, which was very funny. But it was definitely one of those, you've got to be kidding me. Like, oof. But yeah, seeing I do these carries for the community as a whole, I have to factor in every single thing you can possibly get while doing these runs. That's all close to how you got your first C5? That's funny. Yes, he could, only because he had leveled up enough during the runs to be able to use it. That's what was funny about it. Like, he had literally leveled the floor before. And he just barely had enough. Just got into D14 and 6 minutes in, this dude was solo rushing me and he'd never gotten the C5. First 5-star, you got a hat? Oh, that's actually great. That's very funny. You've never still dropped a C5? Oof. Well, there you go. Like, and you're at 30k Dells? Gotcha. Yeah, all of my C5 drops have been Dell drops. So here's the thing, Kip, about these boxes. This box doesn't drop C5. This does. This doesn't care about your PR. Congratulations. Shadow Tower coding doesn't care. It is really dumb, but yes. So for anyone that doesn't know, C5 drops that are natural in your will be crystalline C5, number 1. And number 2, because the Delves use the Shadow Tower's code, they do not care about your PR for reward structure. And Magic Find also does not affect the box. Permas are also under the same conditions, which is really fucking weird. But it only in the Delves. If you're doing Leviathan kills out in the field, like in the actual overworld and Geo topside, those do care about your PR, but not in the Delves. It's really weird. And it's almost like the devs forgot about that. Mystic Hat is called Crystalline Hat instead of your Crafter's Hat. Yeah. I've been working on getting every single weapon, at least one of every weapon as a Crystalline C5. Which has been kind of the art project of doing all of these runs with you guys. You're at 350 from the badge at the moment? Gotcha. Never dropped a perma yet? Oof. Hey, as long as you don't get Shano's luck where he had to go to 989 before he got his first actual natural drop, you'll be fine. Like if it drops in the next 300, you should be good. Yeah, my one set I'm using is a Gear Crafter set, but my Boomeranger has the bow, hat, and face from another one, and then we just got our staff, and we've had our gun on my Dino Tamer. I'm working on Spear and Sword, and then we'll be done. Technically, I should do a Claw as well, but I'm just kind of like, eh. Maybe. I'll think about it. Damn. Very nice. And yeah, that's... Yes. I was going to say, you definitely need a second Permatorch for your magic class, or physical, depending on which one that you're maining. You're at 400 levies with no perma right now? Gotcha. Well, hopefully one will drop. Crossing fingers. I think Bear's pretty close, but I don't know on that one. Teach. Like, Bear's getting pretty close there on getting all characters capped. You gotta finish the Glacial Shard Dragon. Definitely do that first. Definitely do that one first. I wish you luck. There we go. Y'all do damage? Oh, it's perfectly fine, man. I got it. I just look for the wooden pillars and you're good. Yeah, for anyone that's not done delves yet, if you ever get the Fey one with the mini boss requirement, look for these things. Only one floor gets them, and that's where the boss is. Yep. Yeah, empowered gems always take the longest. Unless you get really, really, really lucky. But for the most part, I would say, on average, it's definitely a couple months worth of work. Yep. Everybody was really hoping that the Snowfest stuff would actually be back, but it's not back this year, so we'll just have to deal with it. Just in general. It's just not great. Lol. And yes, Crip. Mystic conversions of your 2018 perfect speller gems. Actually called air gem. Yep. These things. No prefixes. From way back when gems were first added. Yep. The OG set. I wouldn't say that the crafting ones are more viable. It's just that we've had so much time to gather the resources that it's at least doable. They're definitely not viable for newer players, for sure. Still. Cubits, though, on the fact that they reduced the actual cost point, because Mystic Gems just took the original one, is pretty good, though. There's your club building project. Hey, nice. That's good to hear. Yeah, for now. Yeah, we definitely get more resources on Monday right now. For how long that event continues, we don't know. That's like the giant elephant in the room right now, is when are they going to get rid of the bonus? I assume it's when they re-enable the resources to be tradable again. That would be my assumption. But definitely exploit that event as much as you can right now, if you can. Like, to everyone. Make sure you're playing on Mondays. Why don't I do the dragon coins? Mostly that. Thank you for the teleport. Yep. To be honest, I really hope the devs don't revert that. I really, really hope that they don't revert it. But I think we all know that they probably will. That's also true, yeah. I don't mind taking people on D15 runs. It's just that we're always doing delves nowadays, so I haven't really done a single round out there. Oh, we hit our pity. Damn it. No, well. That happens. And yes, slow falling delves is not fun no matter what you do. I really hate the abyss delves. They're just not designed well. They never were. It's like, oh god, why, devs? What did we do to you to make you put us into like the water temple level? Like, like, why? I will never understand why they took this route with the abyss delves. Like, they could have made it like underwater themed without the horrible movement. It would just be like regular delves, but everything would have looked like it was underwater. Boom, simple, done. Just, ugh. I don't get it. And we do D15. I don't think we'll actually be able to have time, kid. Because it'll just be more delves as usual. Trying to get away with grappling hook? Yeah. For everybody else, it's suffering, man. That is not a fun one. Oh, that's funny. Yep. That's good to hear, man. Okay, there's 2 of them done. I assume the other 2 are in front of me, unless one's stuck back at the start. I still need to make an actual, like, really condensed clip here on Twitch, and then possibly turn it into a short of all of my current gear setup and exactly what I have set, so that way people can just use that as a reference. Oh, I don't have to spend, like, 5 minutes just going to each of the terminals to show everything. Ah, crap. Okay, so there is one back here. Where is it? I don't do Wednesdays anymore because nobody shows up anymore. That's the thing. Like, literally. The reason that I do not play on any day but Friday is just because I have been doing this for so long and I have a pretty sizable chunk of the community here, no one really needs Wednesdays. Even with the actual, like, gym update, no one really needed it. Which is a bit awkward, but yeah. Okay, so that one's clear. It's got to be the one right at the start, isn't it? I do not like horizontal delves. Yep. I love how the compass is wrong. Is that the compass? How it's cleared, yet it's not? Dev's never fixed it. I just know it from experience, so immediately went back for it. Yeah, Neon Ninja got completely changed. Mondays I would normally ignore, but sometimes I'll log in, mostly because of the current event. But yeah, I would say every single day except for Sunday and Friday, I'm normally working on 3D commissions and live 2D rigging. And then Fridays I stream for you guys, and then Saturdays is more work, and then Sundays is my day off. Yes, they do. And that's just a byproduct of running delves. Like, you get quite a few of them. But yeah, when it comes down to Wednesdays, I used to do Wednesdays on a regular basis, Kip, and then eventually it just kind of died out. I would be here and nobody would be here for, like, any real need. So it was just me running regular dungeons, just picking up gem sparks, and not really doing much else. That's why I do not really stream on Wednesdays, like, for Trove anyway. Like, Trove is dedicated only to Fridays now. Oh, yeah. Like, if I just have my basic potions, I'm pushing 160. My base is 140 right now. So 153 would be pretty... I think that's pretty much on par. Yeah, that would be on par. But if you had full Mystic hold on, that would definitely be on par. Mostly because Lunar Lancer is slightly faster than Shadowhunter by default. You can get ore solo, right? Yes. No, you just need to have the right star chart set up. For Shadowhunter, we run every single movement speed node. And I do mean every single one of them. That's just how Shadowhunter plays now. For Lunar Lancer, I don't know if you need them all. I would assume that you do. Mostly because, again, movement speed is pretty limited in where you can acquire it, and the star chart is a major factor of that. As much as my whole computer I paid, soon if it continues, yes. I look at my DDR5 64 gigabytes worth of RAM right now, and I'm just like, you're worth almost as much as my entire PC. Not quite, but yeah, it's getting there. 24070 is definitely, well, 4070 Super is definitely, hampers that a bit, though. Array for rendering! God, I hate how much it requires. Sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Find a better way of making flux besides selling literal doo-doo. Oof. I mean, it would help if the devs would actually release the Snowfell event correctly. Because, yeah, the last 3 years worth of terrible Christmas events have not been good for a lot of people. Mostly legitimate players, but still. Like, we haven't had a use for pearls in 3 years. That's how bad it's been. Hey, Rolly. Welcome back. Oh, rich fertilizer does actually sell. So, yes, you are correct. Well, actually, you are technically correct, which is the best kind of correct. Oh, that is pretty funny. I used to sell rich fertilizer all the time, but I always hated farming, so that's pretty much why. I was just like, I know other people hate doing this, and they were paying quite well, so I didn't care. Sure, really. Oh, also Shanna's on. I need to send him an invite too. Arnold's on. Are you on D&D, or am I completely missing it? Is this Camelot Ryzen? Yeah, there. Well, you were Ryzen, right? Correct? Or are you not? That's what I thought. For a split second there, I was like, wait, you're not on. I see you pop on while I'm looking over in chat just to make sure. Like, I literally not see you on the list, look away, like, wait a minute. Pretty sure you're Ryzen, aren't you? Yes. There we go. Where's the rest? Any other one in this room? No. There we go. Oh no, and he leaves immediately. Dang it. Ifera. Are you like this? There we go. Okay, let me go reset real quick. Nice on the 50k, by the way. I gotta scroll up and get people in. There's Camelot. Emily. Oh, cannot find player. Uh-oh. Something broke. Swayzen, Shino. Samuel 6. Nope. We have a man down. Possibly got troved. You can whisper me if he needs an invite back. And yes, once again, these are open carries. If you're on PC Trove, you can either whisper me in game, same name as here on Twitch and YouTube, and I'll get you in. Or you can just throw your IGN into chats, either Twitch or YouTube, and I will get you guys in as well. No, I do like using mods. I just like using them sparingly, mostly because I do have a lot of people that play on console, and I use stuff that's specifically to make it easier for everyone to see what I am doing, rather than my own comfort of the game. Yep. But no, I am using them. There's not as many as most people are. And most of them are very simplistic. Yep, you should be able to pass me in PR. If you are not passing a guy that is only playing on Fridays, I am concerned. Like, no offense, but if you are not passing me and you're complaining about your progression, I am worried about you. Because I have had people come in here and be like, oh, I'm not making any progress. It's been like a month. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? 9 times out of 10, it's them just not wanting to do their gems. Like, flat out. So no, you should be able to pass me. Mind you, I will eventually catch up to you. Because again, it's my purely only real limiting factor right now is Kibitz. So I will eventually catch up to you. But just know that, yeah, no, you should be passing me right now. At least I hope you are. That goes to everybody. Your living factor is 250 Dragonite. Yep. I am not free to play, but I haven't bought anything in like 6 years. Remember, I played since the alpha period when this game was not a free-to-play game, but a freemium game. So I used to buy Patron all the time. Because it was the only way to actually progress in this game. When they finally killed that, and then changed out Shadow Tower Day to not be absolute cancer, that's when I stopped buying Patron. You should have been able to get enough 9th lives from just doing the leaderboard. Never needed to buy one. I've actually never bought one. Ever. Though I also do have the actual Luck Clover tome, but that was due to buying credit pouches with Flux. Which also reminds me I should probably do mine as well. Azor FPS, you're about 3 to 4 days in at 27 kpr. Am I doing it? Okay, yes. Is this your first time playing Trove? If so, you're doing exceedingly well. If you're migrating from console, you're doing pretty good. The major thing I would ask, once again, as I always ask anyone that's new or returning, what is your Geode Mystery at? You played in Alpha back in the day? You're still doing pretty good, so should be fine. Yeah, really, agreed. Are you doing well in real life? No idea. No, in all seriousness, oh god damn it, as he's leaving again. But I was gonna say, what is your Geode Mastery at? Kip, don't do that. Like, you don't need to spend that much on this game. You could probably, I'll be honest, you could probably get away with like 1.4 and you'd do just fine, especially nowadays. if you wanted to get everything. Okay, let me reset. Seeing Ifera left. 5k PR and I didn't make class gem. The purchase prehistoric pack just because of the 2 class gem keys so I could get a class gem. That's totally fair. Especially back then. Like, the only packs I've ever picked up was the charity packs when they first came out. I picked up... What was it? There was a couple of the untrade, like the more recent stuff when Game Go took over, where they released a pack and then never put it anywhere else. And I picked up one of those. There was one that I wanted, which was the summer event one, and it keeps showing up in the shop, but it's broken. So you can't buy it. So I haven't been able to get that one. And that was the one I actually wanted. And I've just been kind of like, okay, whatever. Yeah, Azor, you're doing perfectly fine, man. Okay, Amulet, Ryzen, Sheno, manually send for that, and then scrolling up, let's get Kip back. Okay, good, you're already here. Okay, we're good. And yeah, Samuel Lee is lost. Man down. Hey, Shek. Welcome back. Did you need an invite? Trying to make out the gear forge, but I think I'm 40 levels off, but it's been a pain. Yeah, the early stages of the gear forge are rough, but the fact of the matter is that the progression for gear forge is ridiculously good. You got your last character shot, Sheno? Make sure that you keep one beginner. That way you can keep your you can get into V-Man later. And roger that check. 1 second. I'll send an invite. To I can't find play again with the stupid. I swear your name likes to fuck up the thing so badly. Oh, if you've got an issue with block element, so the one thing you can do is if you have flux, you can actually craft just C1 gear, and you'll get block element out of it a little bit, and then tempered blocks. So if you run into an issue with element, just do that. Just make make C1 gear and then dismantle, and make sure you have the tech tree slightly upgraded. That way you can have a higher chance of getting block element every time that you craft any piece of gear. And so then, I would actually love to later. What's your opinion on the $5 new account thing accessible? I don't know if you can buy starter pack, but if it's an okay option. So I personally think it was a really shitty idea. So we went from a freemium game to a free-to-play game to a game that is back to being pay to actually do anything in it. So in general, it's a really shitty idea. I will say this again and again and again. The thing the devs need to do is when I press U and I go to the marketplace and I go to here, I should see a player name right here. That's all they need to do. If they make it so that way we can see who is selling what, then that means that they can track who's selling dupe shit. And then they can get rid of it. It's not even hard. It's not a pay-to-play game. It's a freemium game. So back in the day, if you've been around this long with free-to-play games and freemium games, a freemium game is a game that will start off as a free-to-play game, but then you have to put money in to make anything going. Your progression is pay-gated. That's how Trove was. If you didn't have Patron, you were not getting Lunar Souls, you were not getting Titan Souls, and then when Despoiled Divinities came out, it got really bad. Until they fixed it. Now, because they're locking trade behind paywall again, well, technically for the first time, but other games used to do this all the time back in the day, like 20 years ago. Congratulations, those are freemium games. We're back into the state of, we're going back to a freemium game again. That's really bad. Because most of the game is accessible as a free-to-play game, but there's portions that you must pay to be able to actually do anything. A pay-to-play game is one where you're either paying for complete and total overpowered shit, or you're paying so that way you can actually just buy into the game to be able to actually play it. Like a $40 price tag, $20 price tag, etc. That's pay-to-play. Pay-to-win is where you're just buying power. Pay-to-play completely is just a regular video game. That's why they always had that different moniker of free-to-play and freemium game. Because again, it was literally a paywall. That's why it was shit. Okay, you're actually on now. Because, Shaq, I sent you an invite and it's like, player not found. I'm like, it's doing it again. But no, I am not a fan of that. Not one bit. Again, Trove has always been accessible. Cutting off accessibility for the player, especially if people are coming over from console, if they don't already have a PC account, they are screwed. Just point blank. That's not a good thing. That's really bad. And the fact of the matter is people that are duping, which, again, the way that the devs themselves, not Game Ago, the devs listed it in Discord, and how they described it is they want to do this thing to make it so that way new accounts have to pay $5 to be able to use the trade system. That's really bad. And yes, I am a Grandmaster founder. I actually originally helped with Warframe testing back in the day when it was in alpha state. Like, I knew Minicky personally to an extent before Cancer got him at 50. So, yes, I know about Warframe. It's very, very fucking good. And you will not get any spoilers from me. If you have not done the old piece prologue for the new content that'll be coming later this year, go do that. I'm not kidding. Go do that one. It's really fucking good. Which dupe, I believe they do it maliciously because otherwise they would not distribute via marketplace and run things. So the thing is that I can go into a giant fucking spiel on this one. The main thing with duping in Trove was originally it was actually helping the devs in a really fucking stupid way. Like, it was really not a good thing for the game, but it was something that was actually helping the devs. There was a player that was keeping Gonda's price fixed. For years, they were doing this. And only 3 years ago did that person get banned. Because the devs actually went around and started banning dupers. When that person got banned, they released the way, like the easiest way, including the code, on how to dupe everything in this game. And multiple different ways to do it. When that happened, all hell broke loose. Everything exploded. The console market just imploded. And over here on the PC, everything went to hell. Like, immediately. And we're still recovering from it. The funniest part was, the devs never took down the market until this year. No rollbacks. No changes. They only just recently decided to start screwing people over and saying, well, it's the duper's fault that we're making the game worse. Just flat out. And it's all because the devs were originally relying on dupers, a very small group of them that knew how to break this game in and out, to keep things high so that way credit pouches would continue to sell. When they decided not to do that anymore, either due to incompetence or they just felt that they shouldn't have dupers anymore, they never fixed the problem of the duping in the first place. They never fixed how item generation is done in this game. They didn't go back and change anything with the game engine to make it so that way it wouldn't implode or cause any other horrible things to happen. The devs just kind of banned the people that they thought were doing it, and then didn't do anything else. And it caused undue amounts of damage all over every version of this game. And it sucks because the way that they've been treating the community, especially with the recent $5 change for trading, is a consequence of what happened 3 years ago. And the fact that the devs did nothing to fix the duping in the first place. Now, I have seen people saying that this change on Discord was Gamigo's fault, which normally I would be completely inclined to believe them if it wasn't the devs that actually did the change. So, unironically, it's not Gamigo that did this. This is the devs doing something that they never should be doing, which is removing the accessibility of their game from regular players and screwing them over when we all know that the dupers themselves are still going to buy any $5 pack in this game because they're making more money than they would be without it. So it's completely stupid. Like, I can defend the devs when they make a good decision. I cannot defend the devs when they make an absolutely colossal fuck up. And again, putting trade, especially for newer, like any new account, behind a $5 paywall, that is a monumental mistake. When the other option would just be make the goddamn market have a database. Every item should be trackable on their end. These items are duped. The fact that the devs do not know what items are duped is a failure on the devs' part. Like, I've seen this in countless games, and the devs fix it by simply making a database system where item IDs are just double checked. If there's 2 item IDs of the same item in somebody's inventory, one of them gets deleted. And if it's really bad or somebody starts mass duping, then they just auto-bound the account using automated systems. It's not hard. We don't have any of that. The only system that they have ever implemented was a semi-automated system to double-check if there was abnormally high amounts of specific resources that they never listed, but we found out what they were tracking due to the fact that they were actually deleting people's inventories that they had stored up for months. Like, Sayushi lost a bunch of chaos seeds just because he had worked his butt off actually doing the farming mechanic. But they were like, well, that's too many. You've done too much farming. And then they deleted them from his inventory. That happened to many different people. There was also other resources that also were like, oh, well, this is an abnormal amount of something. Well, it might be duped. It might not be. We'll just get rid of it. And it's like, people spent like actual years gathering certain things, and now they're just gone. And that was their best attempt at getting rid of duped items, even if the items weren't duped, some of which were not even tradable. So it was really, really dumb. Which I should mention, I believe that they have stopped doing that. The only thing that they can flag you is if you ever get trade banned for doing anything with Gonda. Like, if you trade too many Gondas at once, it will freak out. Yeah, Teach, it's been a problem. It's like, I really wish that the devs would just hire somebody in there to fix things, but they are grossly incompetent in most cases. Which sucks, because they do have some good ideas sometimes, and they have improved the game. I'm looking at you, Neon Ninja. I'm looking at you, character reworks and other stuff like that. But it's just, sometimes they do an update that, like the most recent one that they've been talking about and are going to be doing, and it's not what should be done under any circumstance, because the other options are A, easier to implement, and B, rectify the problem faster and more permanently. Adding a $5 fee to be trading does not stop dupers. If anything, it just emboldens them to spend more money on the game and just put $5 into a fresh account and then dupe on that account like crazy and then do it again and again and again. Like, I feel like they've forgotten other games that have done this same kind of thing. And it's just, it never works. What they are what they are going to do, not just like supposing to do, doesn't work. Like a good example would be Phantasy Star Online, the original one. Not PSO2, but the original one. Because this exact same thing kind of happened because they added a subscription system to allow people to actually play that game. And then dupers were actually in the company ranks. And they started doing it. And they would make accounts, buy the subscription, and then sell weapons at like $50 a pop. And I still remember that one because it was hilarious because, oh boy, did Sega get pissed when they found out. It's like, yeah, no. We are going to reset. I'm literally dumping everything. Well, Neon Ninja got overhauled. And it was a footnote. Which is really dumb because... Ugh. Oh, sorry, Saint. Sorry, Saint. We already went in. It's like... Simba's invite. Let's see. Nope, Samuel is totally out. Okay. Camelot. Sheno is in... but yeah, Saint, I will... Let's see. Golden Dragon Warrior. I will check that one later, but let me make sure I write that one down. That's spaced. Okay, there we go. Now, boss used to say is, you pay your people enough, you don't need to worry about them doing the wrong thing. That is true. That is very true. Because the more you put on emphasis when it comes down to actual pay, the less you have to worry about it because they're going to be more afraid of something going wrong. So they'll double check their work most of the time, which is true. Now, I will say some people are incompetent, and that does not always hold true. For the average Joe, if you increase their pay, obviously with stipulations, they're going to pay a lot more attention. They're not going to make as many mistakes, and they'll do the job right. Especially if they're qualified. Oh, absolutely, Azor. I did risk management when I was in college. I have my actual applied math. Oh, sorry, applied science, bachelor's, and my associates. And yes, there was a shitload of ethics classes that we had to go through. It's like, how much contract law did I get stuck reading over? The answer is yes. It was a miserable experience, but hey, I got it done. Athletic gear, you don't want to go to Walmart for that stuff? Yeah. Do you think ChatGPT would make a better solution than the devs? No. No, God, no. Shaq, no. No, they wouldn't. Trust me, ChatGPT would not be able to even do that. You maybe using any like LLM built off of Olama 3, you could do it, but ChatGPT, hell no. That thing cannot, no. Like, it would have a stroke if you tried to introduce anything that's in this game to it in plain English. I'm not kidding, by the way. It would most likely do so. I've seen people try to put in, like, JRPG terminology into ChatGPT before for certain games, and it just immediately starts hallucinating and having a stroke. Like, it's not designed to handle that. It was never trained that way. It can't do it. Like, you would have to personally, like, remove the RAG from any LLM that's currently running, and you'd have to strip the brain and then literally put in what's, like, a basic description of everything in Trove, and then maybe you could get an update out of it. that would be somewhat usable. And still be on theme, on brand, and not a fucking pile of garbage. And even then, you'd still probably need like a team of 10 just to debug the entire code from anything that's made by that. Like, just so you know, it wouldn't be able to do it. Like, ChatGPT is not designed for that. Oh yeah, it's an absolute ass kisser. Especially the more recent versions. They're fucking terrible. Like, everything that thing puts out is literally garbage for the most part. Yep. Like, I have I do use, from time to time, I have an Olama 3 with a DeepSeek 1.0 from the original first day it was released. I lobotomized it, removed its RAG, made a PDF file interpreter, and then made its own terminal. Oh, and the game crashed. God damn it. But yeah, I had to make a terminal for it, and I ended up putting in PBasic and CSS coding. So a lot of the actual stuff that my version of DeepSeek, which again, I ripped its brain out and then made it only do one thing and one thing only, does really good at CSS coding. So, can you even share that level of power? It's pretty easy to do, actually. There's actually quite a few tutorials out there on how to do that with the original version. Though the only issue is that you have to go to like the depths of GitHub to get the 1.0 now. Jason still have stubbles in your nest. It drives me crazy. I mean, it depends. Like, I don't have that problem, but I also I use a electric shaver, and I always dry shave, so I never have to worry about it. Yeah, the game crashed, so I'm coming back. What game do you think I should play if I like Trove? I would say Warframe. Warframe's definitely on that list. BDO's another one that I could recommend, unironically. If you're going for this level of speed, would be... You're looking at Warframe, you're looking at BDO, Black Desert Online. MapleStory, I can recommend the default, but right now we've been kind of in turmoil, so I'd hold off on that one. Latail as well. What else? There's not many games that allow you to go this fast and do what we do here. Like, there really isn't. Like, Warframe is really just like the main one that everyone knows at this point that can actually let you go at these speeds and can give you the same kind of combat feel. You can also do PoE 1. PoE 1 allows you to get to absolutely ludicrous speeds once you learn everything, but that one is that's an investment. And not just money. Like, that is a massive time investment if you've not played it before. I would not recommend Guild Wars 2. I never really liked Guild Wars 2, personally. It's not a game for me. Also, the combat in it is not as good as Guild Wars 1 ever was. And even then, Guild Wars 1 was still kind of... It was there. It always felt like it's always been in the background. But Guild Wars 2 for me, it was no. It was definitely a no from me. I'm gonna play good Metin 2 server. I've heard of Metin 2, but I've never played it. Also, gotcha, Azor. Yeah, I don't know. Also, I will need to restart the game again because I'm pretty certain it took out the launcher. Oh, yeah, it did. Oh, crap. Give me 1 second. Let me close Trove here real fast. And then reboot it. That actually crashed it all the way to desktop. And yeah, Saint, I did make it pretty much only do that. To be honest, I will say this: if you're running your own local LLM and you're running like the bigger models, unironically, you normally want to hyper specialize them to do one thing only and one thing only really well. So if you're going to end up giving them like a GitHub repository to run from, definitely pick out one type of code. It'll do its job really, really well, though. But that's about it. Also, don't expect to get a conversation out of it if you do that. Like, it still can, but... I mean, if you rip out its training for the most part, it will have problems trying to do anything but what you force it to do. Because again, it's just a tool. So, like, as a note, if you are ever going to fuck with one of those things, just understand that that's what you're going to probably end up doing with it. Like, if you want to have an LLM that's a locally run one, I would recommend, like, C#. So, like C#, Python, anything along those lines, you're probably going to end up running through, like, along with it. Kind of tech manuals and videos for it to suggest troubleshooting for me. To an extent, yeah. Like, the original DeepSeek model was trained specifically to do coding, and then after that, it's just kind of been... I wouldn't say sullied for the most part, but I wouldn't recommend using anything, like... I really can only recommend using the original version. Which, yeah, that's in the annals of GitHub at this point. Gemini's pretty good at doing basic code lines, like the older versions, but I don't remember what the distilled, how much memory you would need for one of the more recent ones. Like my DC version only uses like, what was it, 24 gigabytes of RAM to do anything, and it's the big one. Like, it technically can go for higher, but it never needs it, so I just never had to worry about it. Most of the more recent models, though, are really nasty on the space requirements. I would first look up how you actually make a reg, an REG, and then learn about how to set up the database for it and a bunch of the other stuff. There's a lot of really good tutorials out there for them. Like, once you know how they work, you definitely will be able to understand why I say that for the most part, like, AIs, like the ones that are consumer grade, that haven't been tweaked or retrained for anything, are not very good at anything. Because, well, I'll be honest, they're trained to be generalists, but then they just hallucinate in 15 minutes. And, yeah, it doesn't go well. Actually, I would probably say if you haven't messed with one ever, probably just pull up any tutorial on the basics of how they operate. If you can understand how LLMs, especially local ones, are run on your own machine, then you can go from there. And just take it one piece at a time. Also, if you want to laugh, you can always look up Code Bullets YouTube videos on neural nets, because those are always absolutely hilarious. Oh yeah, you'll probably do it through Olama, like Facebook's local hosting software piece. Oh yeah, if you've seen Code Bullets videos, then yeah, no, his stuff's fantastic. Fully recommend. If anyone's never seen Code Bullets videos, he's on YouTube. Oh my god, they're so funny. So good. Oh, no. So the reason that we call them distilled models is because they're technically shrunk down versions of the originals with limited training functionality. Obviously, you can get the full version, like the one that I have, which is the original DeepSeek 1.0, but it's technically a distilled model, even though it's not. So it's pretty much just, it's a fork version, and then I forked it further by literally changing up what it's supposed to do. Obviously, that did take me like half a month to do, and it was a pain in the butt, but I learned a hell of a lot on how they function now. What class did I use in Warframe? So I actually mained Zephyr for a long, long time. Pretty much until Zaku came out. And then I've been a Zaku main pretty much ever since. Mostly because guns. Lots and lots and lots of guns. I also I like Mirage as well. Mirage is very much one of my favorites when it comes down to, just stupid fun. Mostly because having the augment for the disco ball that hovers it over your shoulder and then using Reeve from Helmuth is very, very fun. It's like, yes, I wish to be from the spawn point to the end room in under a minute. Mash Reeve. Marker velocity, cool, and animation time, and go. Yep. Also, her New Year's skin, the snake one that they just released for not this year but last year, was very nice. Definitely the ephemera kind of sucks, but the skin itself is very good. Should I use my green neon ninja skin or pink or blue? What weapon are you using color-wise? That pretty much determines the whole thing. If you're going for not like a good-looking ensemble. I had a stupid multi-shot ribbon way back in the day, and I took the F out of the static core. Oh yes, everybody did static core, man. Everybody. Oh, getting blinded by mirages with static core. Ugh. The good old days. Hey, Passions, welcome back. Yes, I do, because I've played everything. I remember doing a bunch of QA with them. Like, I used to get pulled in, like, in the early days with DE Glenn, and I helped with finding map holes. You know, when the doors ate you and the lasers? Yeah, that we were I would literally run into those, go bug DE Glenn, and then have, like, Jeff show up from time to time while we tried to figure out what was wrong with the tile set. Like, there's an area on Phobos where you could fall through the map, and I think I got stuck in there for like 6 hours. Just, we were trying to figure out what was causing the terrain collider to break. I really wish I could find the old clip, though. There was a clip that me and Giovanni, we were trying to find it, but before Warframe Primetime existed, they were always doing live streams, but the thing was that they didn't actually have a name for it. And when Minikey finished up the first armor set, so you know the Cyandanas, the cloak. So me and him had a 6-month back and forth over the cosmetics in Warframe. Because back then it was just Minikey, Steve, and then Glenn and Rebecca. And then Jeff and everybody else started joining into the team because Warframe started actually being able to be funded. But the thing was a lot of us founders used to have, back and forth with the actual devs. Mostly Steve, Scott, etc., etc. The thing was that with Minikey, he was always asking in the founders chat about like monetization and what would be fair to be doing, like how the paint system works and all the other stuff. That was all decided by most of us founders. And the thing was that me and Minikey had a back and forth for about 6 months on armor sets, cloaks, and a bunch of other stuff. And the thing was that one of the live streams, when it was before primetime existed, I was just sitting in the chat. I think there was like, God, what, 83 people watching at the time. It was Warframe was tiny. Like back then, it was very small. But Sol and I were watching, and Megan had just been hired on. Rebecca was out there on stream, and then Steve spotted me in chat, and he literally interrupted the stream, went and grabbed Minicky with a flash drive, and brought out the the twin ribbons Cyandana, the very first Cyandana ever made, and he put that up onto the stream and threw up the concept art plus that and said, "Clunkers, are you happy now? You and Minicky have been going at this for like the last 5 or 6 months," and Minicky's like, it was 6, and I'm like, yes, yes, we're good. like he just showed up. He's like, yes, Clickers, I need to go grab Minicky. Give me him 1 moment. And it was just like, what's going on? And it's just, he's done. It's complete. It'll be going out in the next patch. And then it was like, I think it was 2 live streams after that. Then we had the primetime become primetime. But sadly, it's now become less media, which sucks because, yeah, that was one of those ones where it's just like everybody I know that was at that time remembers it. Steve remembers it. Minicky has bugged me before, well, everything that happened with him about it a couple times, but yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, I really wish I had recorded that stream, and it still bothers me. I do, mostly with Glenn for the most part. Like, I haven't talked to Rebecca in 4 years, I think. It's been a while. Like, Glenn, the last time I talked to him was when Minicky died, 2 years ago now? And that was about it. A lot of us founders, when we found out, we all put together a note and sent it off. For anyone that doesn't know, that either hasn't played Warframe or has played Warframe, the original designer for Warframe in general, like the one who did all of the designs and the entire world building, was Minicky, which was their art director. He passed away from cancer when he hit 50. So he technically retired from DE, and then a little bit later we found out that he passed away. So whenever you see like the Movember stuff and all the cancer stuff, that was mostly because the team wanted to try to, fuck cancer, exactly. But all the anti-cancer stuff from Warframe comes from because they found out that Minicky had cancer, and he had it for about 8 years before it got him. So, yeah, it's been about 2 years now. But yeah, definitely fuck cancer. I will say this. His art style still is so fucking good. Everything in Warframe is designed after what he originally made. And it is fantastic. That's why I also said, with the current update of the old piece, if anyone has not tried Warframe yet, A, I immediately recommend you to go try it. And B, I will not spoil a damn thing because it's very, very good. I had some contact with Rebecca. Gotcha. Oh, Cosmica. Gotcha. Yes. It's the culture, I'll be honest. If I remember correctly, when she's talked about that before. But yes, I definitely 100% recommend people play Warframe. Made for at the time you were leader one of them? Gotcha. I run my personal, well, technically personal clan, which would be the Dry Bloods from Planet Calypso, which was my original group that I used to run with. Nowadays in Warframe, it's mostly just me and Soul and a couple other people that I mostly invite in so they can grab blueprints. Ah, gotcha. I mean, one can hope. So we need to find the candy coordinates here. Where are they? I don't know. I guess they're all at the end. Portable HD, because I think my current one is dying because it disconnects after a certain amount of hours. Unless it's just connection. It should beep at you if it's a properly like set up one, Sheno, I would assume. Are you guys Spotify's ramp like? I don't use Spotify. I do use Bandcamp, but I don't use Spotify. I only know like 2 people that use Spotify. Now technically 3. Oh, whose box is it? Oh, check your box. No, I know you do, Sheno. You're one of the people. That's funny, Saint. That's pretty good. Bro. Oof. I mean, that is technically fair. I don't even want to look, like, I don't even want to know what my VLC settings amount of time I've actually used for all these streams and other stuff for my playlists. Like, 6 of my playlists are easily, almost 830 songs. Like, one of them is 921, the one we're on right now is 833. And another one is 824. With no overlap. And some of them are just the entire album, so I'm pretty certain I have ungodly amount of time on those. I have listened unwillingly to Taylor Swift for 40 minutes in the entirety of 2025. I don't think I've actually heard her songs, except for I know one of the lyrics ones ended up getting Charlie nailed. But I wasn't exactly listening to it, it was just him saying some of the lyrics. Until that copyright strike was removed. Rightfully so, but yeah. So, I mean, if we count that, I'm at what, 5 seconds, I think? Technically speaking. I mean, all the music that I listen to is like underground music, so it's like, good luck. Yeah. Like for right now, we're actually listening to Formula Front from Disc 8 on the Armored Core 20th Anniversary Edition. Yes, that was the one. Yes. That's why the one thing that ended up making Moist Critical, aka Charlie, nailed, even though it was just him reading the lyrics, that was still the like what the hell moment of 2025. It's just that YouTube, that shouldn't be possible. like that one should not be possible. That is a gross abuse of the copyright system. Like, that never should have happened. That. Oh, thanks for the teleport, guys. Noted, don't do this already. Pretty much, yeah. If I remember correctly, though, that strike was removed pretty quickly, but it was still a, I think it was the publisher that tried to nail him for it, and then they had to, undo that because, I mean, it's freaking Moist Critical. Like, the dude was just reading off the situation. Like, do not shoot the messenger. That's really bad. It does not help you in any way, shape, or form. Ugh. Yes, I did. And then 90% of it is freaking, blocked out completely. Which, I mean, everyone kind of expected. I don't really know if we can call it a quote-unquote release. That's the worst part. It's like, yeah, some of them are out there, but, yeah. I know, right? It's like, oh, God. Yep. Exactly. Like, oh, cool. This is not going to go over well. Yep. I mean, the sad part is that I'm waiting until we find out that they were incompetent like the last time. The last time that we had an issue where there was documents that got released and then they ended up just using basic Sharpie. So it was completely possible to read through the redacted notes. And that was actually, not done correctly in any way, shape, or form. And it's like, oh, God, don't tell me this happened again. I'm just waiting until it comes out that that's what happened. I'm going to be like, this is the second time that this has happened for actually somewhat important documentation. Especially when it comes to classified information. This one obviously is a criminal court case, so technically not classified information. It's just litigation paperwork, whereas the other one was actually classified information that never should have been made public. I still find it kind of funny, though, how many people now actually know what, classifications there are because of fucking War Thunder. That one still makes me laugh my ass off every time. It's like, how do people now know what actual, secrets are supposed to be classified as a secret? And it's like, War Thunder exists. What does this have to do? Trust me, people now know because of this. That never should have been a thing, but now it is. Yeah, yeah, it is. I still can't believe that the Chinese government didn't punish that tank crew. Like, there's been a couple instances where I'm like, how did you guys get away with this? And you're not, like, how? How did this happen? Why did you publish the classified specs? What the hell? So the stuff they read on these classified docs are actually applicable to game. I know. Yeah. Well, the funniest part is, in a lot of the cases, I'll make sure that, okay. But a lot of the cases that they've had so far have either been like, mild disclosing of technical manuals that are just like, if you own this plane, then you would have the manual. And then there's the other ones where it's like an active tank crew actually releases the special, like these very explicit specs for both the ammunition, loading rack, and everything else, and like even like the size of the lug nuts in the motors, and you're just like, why are you even like, what the why? Why are you people holding on to this information in the first place to post online on this forum to win an argument? Number one, and number two, why were you allowed to keep this information? That's the other question. Because some of them, it's like, that tank crew is from like 10 years ago. Why do you still have this? Like, that was the British one when they had that disclosure, and it's just like, oh god. And then the funniest part is nobody's gotten actually, like, there's been no court martials. Nobody's went to jail for any of this in any country that's had their stuff leaked. Like, nobody has done squat from a governmental standpoint. Even in China, when the Chinese tank crew ended up releasing their information, they did nothing for like against the crew, which is super weird. I don't get it. That was the one thing I've never understood on the War Thunder like situation. It's just, shouldn't people have been court-martialed for this? I would assume, or something. And it's like, nope, nothing was done. I don't get it. I mean, the funniest part still is the fact that at this point, War Thunder, obviously, every time that they get any sort of information such as that, they can't use the information. Like, just as a note, if anyone ever leaks anything to War Thunder for any reason, they cannot use that information on whatever vehicle or equipment or ammo that is actually in the game. Because that would get them in infinitely more trouble. So it doesn't matter if someone leaks it or a team leaks it or anything like that. It cannot be used. In lieu of that, every single time that they've had a classification thing dropped, the way that War Thunder's kind of gotten around it to an extent is that they started doing like the secret document snail, which is literally no secret documents, and it's just a stupid amount of emblems just like constantly plastered all over the place in events and other stuff where it's like, stop sharing your classified information with us. We can't use it. Stop it. It's permeated their entire game at this point because it's become a major issue. Imagine Chinese drills of War Thunder. That is actually true. That would be funny. I could see them actually doing that. I mean, technically speaking, what was it? There's actually a NATO tank simulator that was turned into an actual video game. But the thing is that it's literally just the simulator that they used to use in the 80s. I actually still have one laying around. So it's not unheard of that a military could be using a video game specifically as a simulator, because technically you can actually simulate most things in a digital environment. And again, they've been doing it since the 80s, so I'd have to go get it. Gotcha. Yeah, I never actually used any car simulations when I was doing my driver's license and got my first try, no problem. Though I will admit I was playing a lot of actual tank sims when I was a kid, so that probably helped. Yeah, exactly. I used to play the NATO simulator for fun. It was like that, man, MechWarrior Mercenaries 4. Also Tiberian Sun. A lot of Tiberian Sun when I was a kid. Like, a stupid amount of Tiberian Sun when I was a kid. You scared the shit out of your instructor because you didn't stop? Oh, no. The only thing that freaked my instructor out was when I did my driver's license, I had my hybrid Ford Escape, like my SUV. And the thing was that every time that you stopped at a stoplight or stop sign or anything and you were technically sub 35 miles an hour, it would kick to battery, so the engine technically turned off. So it would just not make any noise. And he had never been in a hybrid vehicle. So, and mind you, the get up and go of an electric vehicle is you put your foot on the gas and you're just going. So obviously, once you know how to drive one of those vehicles, you know the exact amount of pressure you need to add to go exactly at 35 from 0. So I freaked him out a little bit when we were at a stop sign, and I was just able to instantly get straight on up to speed. He was just like, "What car is this?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a hybrid. It's electric." So I could just instantaneously go from 0 to 35 without any issue. But I remember his face just being like, "What? Did you turn off the car?" And I'm like, no. And then light turns green, and then immediately 35. And it's like, what? Like, oh yeah. That's how this thing works. I do miss that car. It was very nice. That's funny. I can say this, that the electric battery portion of that hybrid SUV definitely saved my ass, I think maybe 3 or 4 times. Mostly because old people around here drive absolutely terribly, and sometimes you just need to be able to go from 0 to 35 immediately and get the hell out of the way. And, yeah. Especially when someone ends up is coming at you, and then they're starting to swerve off into your lane from the opposite direction of traffic, and you just need to freaking book it. Yeah, I don't ever speed unless I absolutely have to, aka avoiding somebody else. And as I said, that's only ever happened 3 times. And it was always on the same damn road too. That was the worst part. When I was going to my my Tri-County Tech Center, every single time that I would end up running into some old person that was on the opposite side of the road, they would either start swerving into my lane, going at me, or we would go at an intersection, and then I would wait for them to go, and then they would start swerving towards me. And it was just like, the 3 times that happened, and I was like, I only had one road at the time because the others to get there was actually closed off for construction. So the 3 times that happened was always on that road, and it was always a different person. And it was fucking awful. You got 2-star for... Hey, congrats. Let's see. I have not gotten one yet myself. Also, we are going to reset because it is depth 143. Yep. But yeah, I'm pretty certain that if I didn't have the hybrid portion of my car back then, I probably would have been ran into like at least 2 of those times. The one I'm not completely certain, but I did get the hell out of the way just in case. They plowed into the there's this person's, like, how can I put this? There's a strip of road that on the left-hand side is mostly fields with a bunch of barbed wire, and then up against that is a residential area with a bunch of fences. And when at one of those areas where there's an intersection that goes from the country road area onto the residential side of town, that person that I ended up dodging was going technically on the wrong side of the road from the countryside, and then plowed into the fence when I accelerated to get the hell out of the way. And they plowed into the fence behind me into the residential area. I think that pretty much sums it up pretty well. And then / join me. Do SML. There we go. I think I got everybody. But that was the one I don't know if I hadn't done it or if I had just completely backed off. I think either way would have worked without getting slammed into from the front left side. I'm just glad I dodged it and I didn't have to worry about it. 3rd worst in the country. Gotcha. And mine was just old people not knowing how to drive in the morning and sometimes being blinded by the sun. That was why. I am also in agreement on that, Kip. It's like top 4, 10, can't remember. Yeah. Yeah, around here the roads are A, not great, and B, you just got to be careful. That's really about it. And it's like never ever speed here. The only time that you speed is when you need to accelerate to dodge someone. That's it. And then also avoid any hilly intersection. That's the other kind of rule of thumb around here is just there's a couple intersections in town that are extremely hilly and you won't be able to see if somebody's coming. So just avoid those at all costs. If you can do that, you'll be fine. I mean, personally, I think that kind of applies to any place in the United States, but around here, it very much is just avoid them. Once you know where they're at, never go that way. Aaron Miller. I've never actually sat in one because those chairs have never actually been in any like commercial area around here. So I have no idea. Like, I legitimately do not know. I've heard of them, but I do not know. They cost way too much for me to know. Fair enough. I will say getting a good chair is important, obviously. Like for me, because I do 3D modeling and live 2D work all the time and rigging, congratulations, I'm stuck working on the computer pretty much nonstop. So having a good like back support is important. Then again, you don't... you shouldn't be shrimping too much to the best of your abilities. Like, obviously another thing. I don't know if those chairs stop people from doing that or not. So, I would never be able to tell you. I got no clue. I will say this. I'm still not a fan of any chair that has armrests that are not removable. But I am also 6'3", so long arms are a thing, and armrests are not my friend. You got a chair that basically inhibits shrimping? Okay, good. Because, to be honest, that's kind of what you need. If you're going to be stuck in a chair on a regular basis, that is the one that you need. I do wish that like chair manufacturers would actually make more mesh chairs, but that's just me. Like unironically, I do prefer mesh chairs over leather ones. But mostly because every mesh chair I've ever had always lasts longer than leather ones. Currently unemployed and you're currently just studying and playing? Yep. Yeah, for me, because I just do rigging all the time and it's all on a commission by commission basis, I'm just stuck here working in Blender or Live 2D or VTuber Studios. Or Unreal. I haven't needed to do anything in CryEngine in forever. Mostly because everybody switched over to Unity and Unreal for everything. "90% of your day is sit down on this chair?" Yep. Same here. Yep. Welcome to the club. It's a stupid amount of work. I will say that. Yes. It can be, yes. I would say about 60%, but yes. I mean, technically, I am in that same boat. But only because, hooray for being made of metal. I still need to finish my actual VTubing model myself. When you're a cyborg VTuber, you don't exactly get put in the human crowd, so it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, dude, it is a brutal job. Like, trust me when I say this, working on models is very hard. Specifically rigging. Meshing is not as bad. Like, it used to be much worse before, like, Blender and a bunch of other programs actually became relatively easy to work in. But that was mostly because everybody else in the industry worked their ass off to make everything work, well, function and become optimized. Rigging is still... it's not there. Rigging is very much a both artistic and math problem, and every single model will always be different. Even if you make a base that you can work from, every time that you change one vert, like one vertice, every little bit of movement is going to change. The character's weight, the actual constraints, how the mesh is actually folding, it's always different. So it's a giant math problem that's also an artistic problem. Not really, Shaq. Like, I'm probably going to be working on Christmas anyway. Like, the model I've been working on, her clothing is the only thing left at this point. I've gotten the rig in. I've done the weight painting for the base portions. I've already gotten the head. Like, everything else is pretty much done. It's just the clothing. That's all that's left. He still clears as the personal runner is to squeeze a cash and clean. I feel ashamed, brah. Dude, you're fine, Kip. You're fine. But no, for when it comes down to modeling, you don't really get holidays off. At least I would say I personally do not get them off normally. I'll still be working that night. And I do feel like I need to make more base sets, so that way it would be I could speed up my actual workflow a little bit more than I already do. My live 2D templates work very, very well, though. And switch your green neon ninja skin. Roger that. I still need to tweak the template that I use in Live 2D, though, just a bit. I need to actually add more deformers for the hairs by default. That was really the biggest thing I had an issue with when I was working on Chendo's model. I still want to go back and do another pass on it at some point in the future. When well, I should say, when I get another Live 2D rigging commission, and then I get spare time, I'll probably do another pass on Shadow's Hair. Roger that. Invite to sent. But yeah, in Blender specifically, though, I don't really have that much of a template. I have template parts for models, but not like a full-blown character template. I definitely need to think about making one in the future. Because I normally sculpt and then box model, and then after that it becomes normally in between, depending on the commission in general, or what is being requested of it. Which means it can easily take me months to get shit done. But it's mostly down to the fact that everything is fully custom. Good, bad, and indifferent. I think the only good news that I've had so far on the modeling side when it comes down to like modeling work is the fact that I haven't had to do any architecture in a long time. Not that much of a fan. Oh, Passion, do you need an invite? Roger that. And I used to be stuck doing a bunch of like VR rooms and other stuff like that, and background like mesh work for VTubers. It's not that I minded it too much, it was just kind of annoying. Mostly because when working on environments specifically, it's just kind of all up in the air depending on what's requested. Sometimes it's extremely complex, other times stupidly simple. I will say this, I never want to make an elevator ever again. If I can help it, I don't want to make an elevator ever again. Setting up that thing's constraints was just new. I never want to do that again. No problem, man. I do know that Trove does have a memory leak, but shouldn't be affecting it that much. The one little reset should fix it. Normally it's just the instance will crash and then you'll just reload and it'll be working again. And pop these, you. I will say this, I will probably end the stream early tonight. Only because I do want to get right back into work. I want to get right back onto the modeling. Mostly because the faster I get it done, the more likely it is I will not actually have to work on Christmas. As of right now, I'm kind of just expecting I will, but we'll see. Chunks weren't loading, but now they need to be refreshed. Oh, dude, I hate when the chunks don't load. Like, again, even with the server overhaul, like full-blown overhaul that we got this year, our character speed is limited by the server's ability to load chunks. We could be going 1,300. You would never be able to actually go that speed, just because the chunks won't load fast enough. It's not me being studious, it's me being wanting to be done. It's like, I want completion. Because then I can actually accept another commission that I've got my, like, I have a person that may or may not be wanting with something, and I won't accept it until I can get the other one done. That's really the big thing. Welcome, Mexi. First time. I hate that, but yes. God damn it. I had to. I had to. Dude, just send it to support. They do actually ban people if they get a video on it. But like, yeah, no, just send that to support. You don't need this. You don't need to link that here. Trust me when I say this, we've all seen it. Everyone sees it everywhere that they go. It's almost ridiculous. It is ridiculous at this point. But yeah, just if you're gonna upload it to YouTube, send it off to support. Let them handle it. They might ban them, they might not. You never know. So it's just over 600 people. Pretty certain there's actually a Reddit post, like, what, yesterday? That shows another one of those bot groups doing shit. And they're just, like, randomly mining. It's so dumb. There we go. These, you. Every enemies. Hey, congrats on level 101. What's up, Shaq? More creatures to go. Finally, what happened? Someone's a glacial shred dragon. Hey, congrats. That's good news. 5 hours of straight mining. Yeah, that does sound about right. Like 4 to 5. Oh, Crep, definitely. Excuse me. Definitely go handle that. It's only 1:07 here, and over with Crip, I think it's daytime. So, again, everyone here is at different time zones. Oh, check. It's your box. Oh. There's a reason I always say when we're ending a stream, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time zone that you're in. It's because, well, everyone's at different time zones. Nobody is in the same one. I will make a guess of 10:08. 10:08 a.m. Say exactly. It's all over the place. Which, to be honest, is a good thing. I'm grateful every time you guys are here. No matter where you're from. Do I am for you? Gotcha. Oh, it's a half and half. This could get really annoying. Yes, I will. I will not be resetting after this. I'll come check. I want to see what your art project is for your club world. It works quite well, yes. Yeah, before I forget, anybody pick up a permatorch yet? It's been a while since somebody's gotten one. Never hurts to ask. You got one? Wait, really? It's me. See, there's some commitment. Oh. Ah, taboo. Got it. There you go. I would laugh if somebody ends up joining and like this and then just gets it first try. It'd be pretty funny. I really wish that we would actually get fail stacks for that. Don't get me started on that one. Yep. Yeah, Shadow got stuck with 981 before he got his natural drop. It was bad. Like, really bad. I'm just glad it's complete. I still gotta say, it'll be fun doing the... I think it's actually over 1,000 gem box opening on New Year's this year. It'll be fun. I was really kind of hoping we could possibly make it to 1,500, but there's no way. Seeing the Christmas event just petered out. Oh, you're completely immune. I do think this will probably be the last build that we do for tonight. As I said, I do want to get back to modeling. So I'm thinking this will probably be the last one. No permas? Yep. Kind of expected. It would have been funny if somebody got it, though. Bruh. Kip. Bruh. Okay. Saint. It was slash giant world. Is it warrior with an S or just warrior blank? I assumed it was with an S. Just warrior? Okay. Hopefully I did it right. Letting it all load. Come on, Chunks. You can do it. Yes. Saint wanted me to see his actual club world because he finished up his last little bit. That looks really good. I could tell. Oh, it looks pretty good. Good, actually, very good pick on the black palette. No problem, Passions. What was that saying? Oh, yes. Yeah, it looks really, really nice. Mm. Ah, you've got one of these. Nice. Very nice. I got the cloud. Ah, okay. That is fair. It's hard for me to actually pick it up with such a little amount. Yeah, this is really well done. I wish you luck. Seriously. You're gonna need it with how much there is. Like, oh no. I'm gonna stay here, man. Okay, chat. Oh, both of you. YouTube and Twitch. Oh. That is it for me for tonight. Let me see if anyone is streaming Trove. I kind of doubt it. At least anybody that I know. It's King J. I have seen around, but I don't know. Well, either way, I hope you all have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time zone that you guys are in. I wish that we had more of an event to speak of for the Christmas stuff. Obviously, that didn't pan out. Still not happy about the $5 thing for new accounts, or obviously because we don't have cross save, cross play. Anybody that's on console that ends up coming to PC is going to get screwed, and any new players that come into the game is also going to get screwed. And it's only hurting regular players. So it's not great. I know the event is bad. It's a wash. Like, I know I put it as the title for both of these. There's your title drop. The event is not looking good. I'll say dude, you're fine. But yes, for everyone that's new here, I stream every single Friday. Normally I go longer than this. Normally we do about 8 hours. Obviously, I've been working my ass off on this commission so that way I could be done before Christmas. I'm almost there. I still feel like I might end up getting stuck working on Christmas. Obviously, it's 4 days, but it's almost done. So we're gonna end here, and I'm just gonna jump straight into Blender. So, right back to work. And yes, definitely do that, Shadow. But yeah, I'm gonna get on out of here. I will see you guys next Friday, and then also I will be here on New Year's. We will be doing 1,000 gem box openings with a little bit over, I believe, because of how many Lunar Souls I have. But that'll be the last thing that we do every year. I'll probably also jump into Minecraft for the one Minecraft stream of the year. After we do that, I always do one, and it's always on New Year's at this point. So there is that. I think that's everything. Just double checking. Yes, that is everything. So I'm going to get on out of here. I hope you guys have a good night.